What's up, guys? Welcome back into the channel. If you are new, thank you for stopping in. So we are up in the shop, as you guys can tell, working on a little bit of a project. So if you guys have been with the channel for a while, you know this used to be just an old shed that my dad and I actually turned into a shop. We poured the concrete, did all insulation in the walls, did the insulation on the ceiling, and it's come a long way. Well, for the concrete, I was never really happy with just the bare concrete color because you get stains on it, you got dark spots. I mean, it's hard to keep clean and look nice. And this being like my detailing shop and stuff, I do have customers that come in here. So I talked to my dad and we actually decided, let's get the Rust-Oleum 2 Garage paint kit, which is like $85, $90. I think everything together for this kit and the other one that's over there on the lawnmower was like 200 and some change. We bought them off of Amazon, they got shipped to the house, and I actually started the project the other day. As you can tell, there's nothing on that wall and the floor is painted. So what I started doing is obviously moved everything that I could. That black cabinet is filled to the top with stuff, so I didn't really want to move it. It's going to be staying there, it's never going to move. And then everything else that I can move is over either here or I stuffed it in the office. So we have signs, a bunch of stuff. We have the front bumpers from the 98 that I need to get sanded in primer. We have seats, like we have a bunch of stuff in here. So when I started this process, I didn't know how difficult it was gonna be. I watched a couple YouTube videos on it, which made it pretty easy. But like I said, I just pulled everything off, got my work area clear. And then I took just my normal desk broom, which is down there, broomed everything, all the loose dirt, took the shop vac, sucked everything up, hit all my edges with the shop vac around all my posts and stuff, got it nice and clean. And then what I did is we got the pressure washer hooked up, started spraying everything, got all the loose dirt off, and then I got a 2-gallon just Harbor Freight weed sprayer. It was like 20 bucks, I think. Threw some Dawn dish soap in there, soaked the entire concrete, and then took that old car wash brush and then just started working it back and forth. I did 2 passes of the dish soap, excuse me, and then I squeegeed everything, sprayed again with the pressure washer, just kind of hosed it down, got it nice and wet. And then I went to Home Depot and got some of this Rust-Oleum clean and etch. I'm sure you can get at like Lowe's and everything. Obviously this concrete's bare, there's no paint on it. So I don't necessarily think you need the etch part of it. The etch is for if you have painted concrete already, it kind of roughens up the concrete to get new paint to stick to it. But I just got that stuff, it was $20, $25. I mixed it in with the soap and then did 2 more passes, so I knew everything was nice and clean. I literally could take my hand and wipe it and there was nothing left. I mean, my hands came up clean, which was fantastic. I let it sit overnight, came in the next day, mixed our 2 parts, part A and part B, which obviously part B is in the big gallon, part A is like your hardener. You just mix and stir and stir and stir, and then I put it in this paint roller or the paint tray. I rolled on the big parts, lined everything with the brush around every post and stuff, and then you just take your little sparkles or your flakes, paint flakes that are in it, and I just kind of stuck them in my hand like this and blew, and then I also cupped it like this and blew to kind of just kind of like splatter them out a little bit. So I think it turned out pretty good. The dark spot right here in the floor, there was an oil stain there. I sprayed and scrubbed and sprayed and scrubbed on it till I knew it was clean. Obviously we have some there which are probably going to end up darker, but like I said, this over here looks much more eye appealing than this in my opinion. So I figured, why not? I'll set you guys up, get a little time lapse and everything. So I do apologize if this video is a lot of time lapse. I want to get this project done. This has to sit for 3 days before you can drive anything on it. It's 12 to 16 hours before you can walk on it, and then 24 to 48 before you start moving everything back. I painted this Tuesday probably 11 o'clock, and it's Thursday now. So it's had a good, probably almost 48 hours of sitting. So we're gonna start moving everything. I'm probably gonna lay that big dolly down and try and put a bunch of the smaller stuff on it, like this stuff over here, and then just roll it. Probably move the mat over, put like the jacks, my toolbox, the welders, kind of roll it on there, so it still has a little bit of time to like kind of harden up and cure if it needs to. I'm not gonna rush anything. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and set the camera up and we're gonna get at it. Bringing you back just to update you guys real quick. So we got pretty much everything moved other than the table, which I'm gonna need help with, and this shelf here, which I'm gonna need help with. It's just kind of awkward, so when you go to lift it, it just kind of wants to like flimsy around on you. But we got everything else moved, pretty easy. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the old shop broom here, brooming all the debris up. As you can see, we kind of got some little rocks and stuff everywhere. And then I'll bring the shop back and start on probably one of the corners. I'm not sure which one, if I'll just go down along this wall and just kind of make a big circle out of it. We'll do that corner over there the same way, just vacuum everything up, hit everything, get it nice and clean, and then we'll start the pressure washing process. I'm gonna try and not get this super wet. I don't know how long you can, like how long it has to sit before it can get wet. So I'm gonna say probably 48 hours, since that's the full cure time, excuse me, for the paint and everything. So I'm hopefully gonna let it sit for, 48 hours. It's been close to that, but I don't wanna take the chance. So I'm gonna probably just try and mist some water over this direction, and then I'll just kind of squeegee it away from this. I'm gonna do my best to get everything clean through here. I gotta put a little bit of concrete fill down right through here where we got that small crack. But yeah, we're just gonna keep on moving along. Probably set you guys up again real quick as I broom everything. And then hopefully in the next, I don't know, probably 10 hours, this whole thing will be painted and done. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. I started pressure washing already. I got everything vacuumed, all the debris picked up. So what I do is on the first one, I was gonna show you guys, but the camera battery went dead. So I had to change it out, so the clip was like 2 seconds long. But so what I did is basically just took the pressure washer and just blew all just the loose debris and stuff that the vacuum didn't get. Just blew it, and I'm just working my way that way. Obviously the water's gonna run down towards the door. So I'm just now just lightly get the concrete wet. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the solution on there. Let it sit for about 30 seconds. While that's sitting, I'm just gonna keep spraying this way. And then 30 seconds, I'm gonna grab that old car wash brush and just brush everything. And then I'll just, you wanna keep it wet. You don't want it to start drying because that's when you have problems. You keep it wet, just push the water as you go this way. Like I said, everything else will follow. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try and set the camera up, but I don't want it to get wet, so I'm not sure where I'll put it. So I do apologize if there's not any clips of this, but I don't wanna get the new camera wet. So that being said, let's go ahead and do this. Well guys, it is all clean. Sorry I didn't get any time lapse of it just because I didn't want to get the new camera soaked. My fiance's little brother came down and helped me scrub the last part of it. We did 2 scrubbings over this. I used like a coarser brush, and then he used the old car wash brush there. Like I said, when you take your hand and you wipe it across the concrete, you don't want any residue or debris. And as you can tell, I have nothing that comes off on my fingers, so that is great. Now it's just gonna be letting everything dry. Hopefully tomorrow when I get off work, I'll be able to get up here and get everything painted, as long as it is dry, because I got the fan blowing, and then over here, I'm hoping this will dry. I'm not too sure if it will or not, but everything else should. It's drying pretty nice. We did squeegee everything. So that being said, hopefully tomorrow, like I said, we'll have some paint thrown on this. It'll match the other side over there, and then we can kind of organize everything as we put it back in its place. So I do know I'm probably gonna end up leaving the welders and stuff over here along with the jacks and jack stands and all that, just because that's stuff that doesn't get used daily. My big box, obviously I can roll it around, so I'm not too concerned about it. It was over there underneath the black cabinet, but I needed a little bit more space, so I went to Harbor Freight and bought a US General, threw it up top, worked out great. So that, I'm not sure if it's gonna go back on the 98 or not. And then like I said, a lot of this other stuff, we'll just kind of go through it and organize it when we get this painted. So anyway guys, I guess we'll pick you up tomorrow as we start to paint this thing, as long as it's dry. So I'll see you then. What's up guys, welcome back into the channel. Thank you for stopping in. So we are back up here in the shop. Obviously this is part 2 of getting the shop floor painted. We got it cleaned and everything yesterday, as you can tell from the beginning of the video. So now we're gonna start mixing our paints. I think the fiance is gonna take over the camera here and try and get some shots while Dad, Jimmy, and I start painting this. So we have this entire area, which I don't know what the distance of this is. I know that's, I believe 4 foot and 4 foot doors, so 8 total feet there. So this is probably, give or take, 16 to 18 feet from where I stopped all the way over to this wall. And then from where I stopped here over to the wall here is probably 14, 15 feet. So I mean, we got a good distance that we kind of have to go across. And then the shop's about 32, 36 feet long from big door all the way to the end. Yeah, I guess it's 36 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of plywood, and those are 8 feet. So, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this done. Not a whole lot to really do. It's just kind of one of those things where you kind of work in small areas, like I said. So we'll kind of do like I did over here on this side, like a 4 by 4 area, and did it, and then kind of worked my way over. And then as it was drying, I took the flake and did the whole like motion on it, blew it, and it turned out pretty good over here. But obviously we have a bunch of junk over here. But yeah, so it's not gonna be 100%. Like, I'm missing some flake here, there's big gobs, it's kind of thick. So it's one of those, you don't want it to look 100% uniform because then it doesn't look good. So I just kind of hold it in my hand and blow, and it just goes wherever. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get some stuff mixed up here, and then we're gonna get this side knocked out. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick update here. Dad, fiance, and Jimmy are still painting. I took a break, just kind of want to give you guys what it looks like here. So obviously where I'm standing was what I did earlier, and then you can kind of see the line where it's still wet right through there. Turned out really good. I don't know how well you guys can even see that, but they're working this way now. We're gonna close off that little corner, and then that's it. So then it's just gonna have to dry. You can kind of tell like where it's drying up through here already, the darker spots obviously up through here where we started first. But no, I mean, it's a pretty easy process. Dad's just kind of dumping it on the floor, and Jimmy's rolling it. Dad went along like the baseboards and stuff for us. So I mean, it's moving pretty quick. Definitely a lot faster than when I did this side over here by myself. But obviously I was painting like a little area and then sprinkling and then painting a little area. But no, they have probably 8 by 12, 8 by 10 area yet to do, and then that's it. So it's gonna put a wrap on painting the shop floor other than the office, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Trash cans, filters, like everything. So yeah, this will be another time. But yeah guys, so that's gonna do it. I'll probably throw a couple of pictures or whatever here in the end. Once it's all done, we get everything put back together. So stay tuned for the end results. This was, like I said, probably $200 and just about, I don't know, 10 hours worth of work. So you guys can do it in your shop too. Thank you to all them over there for helping. And yeah, that's gonna do it. So what's up guys, it is currently the next day. Obviously last night we got this painted, as you could tell. This floor in here turned out fantastic. I want to thank Jimmy, my dad, and Shayla, my fiance, again for helping me on this big part. This little section here wasn't too bad to do by yourself, but obviously doing all of this would have kind of sucked. Yeah, this is basically how it turned out. Like I said, we just pressure washed everything, got it real nice and clean, and then there towards the end, Dad was just taking the paint bucket, the gallon, and just kind of pouring it on the ground, and then Jimmy was just taking the roller. We knocked this thing out, and I'd say probably less than an hour with all the trim, all the way down both sides of the wall, and then just doing that method where Dad was dumping it and Jimmy was just rolling. So it turned out fantastic. I can't thank them enough for helping. It looks phenomenal. You can see the reflection. The wall now, it just pops. It looks great. So I'm hoping we can get everything put back here in the next day or two, and then get some vehicles in here and actually start to use this and make it look more professional. So
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, learning as I do, doing I love. I'm a GM man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.